Human rights of disadvantaged people, women, children, displaced person, disabled person, including aged and HIV affected people, women, that is, gender equality is at very heart of human rights and United Nations values. A fundamental principle of the United Nations Charter adopted by world leaders in 1945. Gender equality is the very heart of human rights because uh, issues commonly associated with the women's right, including sexual violence, then public office, then equal rights in family law, fair wages or equal payment, and have reproductive rights to own property, to education. So in the past, women are not provided enough education. They are treated as a childbearing machine, and they are not at all sentenced to go to school, or they have no right to have proper education, and they have no right to have a job like that. But now everything changes, and many things change. That this gender based equality found everywhere. Then this gender based equality provides some equality between the two sexes, that is the women and men. Then gender-based violence and economic discrimination are a problem in many parts of the world. Gender-based violence, so men and women are not at all equal, and they have differentiation in their sex. So that is the most that is the basic thing happening going on this world. And many feminists in the United States believe that gender-based discrimination and inequality exist in schools, in homes, then in working places. Then this boys and girls are treated as differently from by the teachers in the kindergarten itself. That is the male child and the female child. That's the differentiation. However, another study conducted proves that female students are less inclined to pursue the science even when they are encouraged to do so. That's the education level itself. Boys are provided good education, and girls, they are not at all given good education. They are in the lowest level. One of the most significant problem women face is the domestic violence, that is the by their male partners, even by their partners, or some other people. Then workplace challenges. There is the rise of feminism. There is the sexual discrimination. There's harassment at work. Women are given more work to do other than this men, and they are having more sexual discrimination also. And laws and company their policies against such practices, but the problem had not disappeared. The people believe that limits on behavior in workplace are often overly strict and violate the right to free speech. So they didn't give enough right to have normal about their speech, to free speech. They can't express their thought, etc. Then children and this disabled displaced persons, children in the sense they have the right, that is they have to go to school and have the proper education, and they have all the rights as the UNCRC, that is the United Nations Convention of Rights of the Child, defines child right as the minimum entitlement and freedom, and they should below the age of 18 regardless the race, then gender discrimination, then religion, birth status, disability, etc. Then right to survival, right to be born, right to minimum standards of food, shelter and clothing, right to live with dignity. Then displaced persons. The displaced person of or the people, displacement of people refer to the forced movement of people from the locality and environment and occupational activity. Some people they move from one place to another by some force by other people like that. Natural disaster or may the cause, then famine, development and economic changes may also be the cause of displacement. This is the moving from one place to another for their life. Disabilities can be in physical nature. So disabled person, they have physically they are unfit. They have some problem in their body, that is called this physical and sensory forms of disability. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. People with disabilities all over the world experience human rights, then violation, stigma, and discrimination. Then HIV affected people. So that HIV affected people, they should have proper dignity. They should have education, then medical treatment, privacy, housing, then everything. Freedom of expression, the freedom of association, then environment. They should live in good environment. Everyone has a right to live in an environment that is not harmful to their health or well-being.